Hey, good morning. It is morning, good to see you. I am going for a walk to do another time lapse. And today I'm actually got the morning, so I'm going to get a slightly different location. I don't want to go straight into the sun. And I've got the Z7 II. I decided to go to the Z7 II because I mentioned in the previous video that the Z8 has this issue where you can set it to silent shutter mode, and what happens is when you set it to silent shutter mode, you have to go back to the actual camera settings. It's separate to a different menu instead of the photo menu, and you couldn't save it per bank, and it was just a headache. And so I'd leave it on and I'd forget I'd leave it on and everything would be silent. So I decided to go to the Z7 II, which is for time lapses the exact same thing, and I actually don't think it'll make much difference. So that's that. I'm trying to find a location that is going to be nice, as you would want. I kind of thought like it would be interesting to do something over this wetlands construction site. I'll have a quick look. Maybe I'll find a spot. So we'll try that. The sun hasn't come up yet completely, but I think it'll be nice to get a pretty time lapse. I'll go for a little bit longer, I think. Maybe keep it going for about an hour and a half. The last one obviously was 10 seconds. It was really short. There wasn't really anything going on. It was just more of a test. I just switched my hands over to the other hand. My hand's a bit easier to walk with like this. So yeah, I've got the lamp on the handle here, so we're back on the LED lamps now because it is dark in the mornings. And what other news is there? What do we have? We've got the Z5 II has come out. Yeah, so with the Z5 II we get it's a ZF with it's kind of Z6 III, Z6 II body. It's got bird eye AF, which is great. And would I consider it to replace the Z6? Because I only need video at the moment. For photos, the Z7 II is everything that I need. I don't need anything more. Z8 does everything else, high-end video. No, I don't need the Z5 II, and I would even possibly consider, getting rid of either the Z6 III, or the Z30. The Z30 is so much lighter than the Z6 III, unbelievably. It makes a huge difference, and I guess for filming, the only thing that I really need the Z6 III is just the better quality video, the 10-bit video recording in RAW. I can do a lot more with it. So, it does make a difference. Look, I won't lie. Comparing the Z30 footage to this, it's, so they're kind of a little bit of a world apart. But really, at the end of the day, does it matter with the content? Probably not. I will try to do some more. I don't know. It's hard to say. But look, let's jump on to get this time lapse set up and find a location. I think I've got one. Just over there. Just near the bridge. Okay, let's go. So we're almost done. I think we're actually pretty close. I think I got lucky with not having to connect to my phone with this tool that it's called DSLR. And what it does is I can connect to different cameras, and it does do controls. And essentially with that app, what I can do is control the exposure, the ISO separately to the camera. As you can see, it's going, so I don't want to touch it while it's doing the time lapse. And it would be good to set up exposure controls to make sure that I don't overexpose. I may get some overexposure because it looks like the sun is shooting through. If you look there, you can see it. It's quite bright. So, but I don't mind. I think I got what I wanted. I just came out to do another test run, this time with the Z7 II time lapse. I think I prefer this over the Z8. Look, it's lighter. It has that damn silent photography feature, and it's actually probably, I think, a little bit easier to use. If I can focus on this. I'm kind of like day-to-day photo shooter. The Z8, it's almost like, honestly, if I'm doing all my video on the Z6 III, which is this, and I'm doing the rest of my photography on here on the Z7 II. What do I need the Z8 for, really? That's a bit of a worry. Do I just sell that? You know, I could really, if you think about it, because I have the Z30s. I don't really need the Z8, do I? Even for, you know, if I want to focus on, you know, look, honestly, I prefer video and landscape photography to bird photography. I do. Wildlife is nice. I mean, you can get some nice shots, but I don't need the bird AF. I can just use single point AF to get what I want. You know, and that's what the Z7 II has. It's got single point AF. You know, it's not necessary. And so I guess with that in mind, what do I do? I have to think about it, because if I'm not taking the ZAF, I mean, there's somebody else that could make better use of it. Would I regret it? Would I regret not having the Z8? You know, if I was to sell the Z8, I would sell the 70-200, and I would sell the 400mm with the TC. I probably would, and the reason for that is because I don't see myself spending a lot of time doing it, but you never know. I could go out somewhere where I am doing the video, and I am doing time lapse, and I am doing bird stuff, and finished. And you know, that Z8 would be good for that. So I would just take two cameras, and if I was doing time lapse and video like I'm doing now, then we would have, you know, Z7 II. Well, look, I'm ranting. Okay, I'm going to. What do you do? Too many cameras. That's the problem. You know, it just means that it's like that analysis paralysis. Can't decide. I need to decide what it is I really want to do. So the Z7 II is finished. We have finished our time lapse. I'm going to take this stuff back home. So before I actually head off, it looks like it's went up quite a bit. They're quite beautiful, isn't it? It's a nice sunrise. I could have caught that actually if I'd done it for an extra hour. So if I had done it for an extra hour and I had my phone connected, I could have actually adapted the exposure to not be too overexposed. But still, you know what? I'm gonna try this in the studio, because the Z7 II is a 14-bit photo camera. So basically it takes images at 14 bits. So how much highlight and shadow information is there? Could be more than, you know, what we would get out of the Z8. So maybe it wouldn't be too smashed. Like, I think the highlights probably blown out, but the shadows, I think you don't really get the same problem where you just blast the sensors because they're sitting there, they're collecting. They're probably. It's a better, I think the diode or the sensor, the photocell that collects the light might be. It has better light collection for low light than on the Z8 sensor, which is, I think, the BSI, backside illuminated sensor. It's a stacked BSI sensor. But anyway, look, that's beautiful, isn't it? I'll see you in the studio. Let's go. Hey, well, here we are, just wrapping up the video, and I have to say I'm really impressed. I'm really happy with how this time lapse has turned out. Just going out in the morning around the time that I thought I'd go out, and it would actually give me the best results, and it did. And it's just inspired me to go out even more and to do more and sit there. You know, I mean, it gives me a chance to just, you know, rant about something which I put on my vlog, but I think it really clicks with me to do time lapses and landscape photography. I don't mind, again, like as I said, I don't mind doing bird photography, but it's not, you know, I think the expense of it, and I think the results versus the expense. So for instance, with bird and wildlife, I have some lenses that I could use. There's not too much wildlife. There are birds, and I mean, I've got the lenses to do it that I need to do it with. But doing that with video is a lot more work. Whereas time lapse, it doesn't seem as challenging as the bird and wildlife stuff. Plus, I get a chance to explore different areas, different landscape areas, different contexts. So it's not really limited to, say, nature. I can do time lapses anywhere. Suburbia, I can do them in the city. So it's really a lot more versatile. But it's hard to say. I mean, I'm not about to sell all my stuff right now. Still, let's not take away from how nice it is to get out into nature and to do some bird and wildlife and time-lapse photography. It's very good meditative exercise. Go hiking, find some nice places, and put it together. So guys, I hope you enjoyed. Here is the time lapse. It's going to be shown in a second. I'm looking forward to seeing you at the next video, and who knows where we'll end up. Probably still nearby. I'm not going to go too far out. I would be interested to see what I might do if there is rain. There are a few undercover places I could check out. Should be interesting. But I'm looking forward to seeing you at the next one. I hope you enjoy this week's time lapse, and I'll catch you later. Bye.